Welcome back to the Two Troubled Podcast. We're here for episode number 14. We're well into the teens now. And if you guys didn't know, we are the number one sports podcast in the entire world. Come on now. We are number one. That's all we need.
According to us.
According to us and everyone else in the world, obviously.
Obviously. That's why we're number one.
Exactly. You want to give us a quick rundown of what we got to come?
It's another NFL schedule record prediction episode, baby. We're bringing you 4, just like episode 12. Saw that you guys liked it. It was 350 views. So, of course, we're going to drop one more of those.
Of course.
And then we're going to get in hot takes, hater hotline, just like last episode. We're moving through here, and we're ready to go. So let's get our first team right out the gate. Who are we going to do? Whose record are we predicting?
We shall see. I mean, you guys already know the drill by now. I got Siri queued up. I got the power rankings queued up. And I got the NFL 2023-2024 season queued up here. Let's see what team Siri is going to pick for us today. Pick a number 1 through 32.
That would be 3.
Ooh, the number 3 ranked team. The Philadelphia Eagles. We have not done this team yet. This is going to be an exciting one. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of wins for this team.
There's going to be a lot of wins, and there's going to be a win week 1, starting off with the bang versus the New England Patriots.
I agree.
This team made it to a Super Bowl last year and arguably got better.
I don't think arguably. I think they did get better.
Yes,
and a lot.
These rookies, I mean, their team's so star-studded that I don't even know if these guys will play. I mean, Jalen Carter barely even played or Jordan Davis barely even played his first season. So Jalen Carter, who knows if he's going to get on the field? He probably will, but they have 7 or 8 guys now on that defensive line that can play.
They are so cracked, the Eagles are.
So week 1's a win.
Completely agree.
Week 2, gonna continue it. The Philadelphia Eagles are beating the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to struggle whatsoever against the Vikings. I don't think the Vikings are going to be nearly as. I don't think they were that great of a team last year. I think they were just getting lucky and winning close games.
Yep.
So give me the Eagles here for sure. And Jesus Christ, we're going to continue the winning streak because they're playing arguably the worst roster in the NFL this next year. They're playing the Buccaneers. Give me the Eagles.
Yep. And week 4, it's going to be 4-0 for the Eagles, just like last season.
Yeah.
They're beating the Washington Commanders and not scratch 4-0, 5-0.
No.
Because they're going to be playing the Rams week 5, and they're going to get a win there. Week 6 is interesting, though. This is their first tough game. Maybe outside of Minnesota you can call it a tough game, but realistically this is their first tough game of the season.
I agree. I think I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but I think between week 6 and 7 with those 2 tough games, because in week 7 they're playing the Dolphins, I don't really care who we give it to, but I think one of these teams is going to be upsetting the Eagles here.
I say week 6 we give it to the New York Jets.
All right.
Just because I trust Aaron Rodgers' health more than I trust Tua's. So in week 7, we're going to give the Eagles the win there.
All right. That works with me.
Week 8. Bring out the brooms because they're sweeping the Washington Commanders this season.
Not much needs to be said there.
Week 9, a big division rivalry at Philly at home versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, me personally, I think that both these rosters are very good. I think that the Cowboys, I mean, obviously this is a very heated division rivalry every time they play. I think that they'll split this year. I think they'll split. Yeah. So let's give it to the Eagles at home, and when we get around to it, I think we give the Cowboys the win at home too. Do you agree?
I do agree. Week 11, they're playing the Kansas City Chiefs rematch of the last Super Bowl, and they are going to win. Both teams coming off a bye. Unfortunately, I think the Eagles are coming in. They just lost this team in the Super Bowl, so I feel like you would come in with a little bit more anger than what the Chiefs have. Jason Kelce versus Travis Kelce 2.0. Give me the Chiefs or the Eagles, though.
I agree. I'm with that there. Week 12, another tough game.
Yes.
But God damn it, I love the Eagles this year. Give me the Eagles again versus the Buffalo Bills.
I agree.
I think there's a little bit of controversy up there. Maybe they've got it sorted out by now. But, the whole, what does Stephon Diggs want to do? Is he going to leave? Is he going to stay? I don't know. I think there's going to be a little bit of negativity in that locker room. And I think that's going to give the edge to the Eagles there.
Although week 13, give me the San Francisco 49ers. I think that the Eagles got lucky. They played them without a quarterback. I would assume, at least in my picks, I would have had the Eagles still winning that NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
But who knows? Brock Purdy should be back at this point. maybe the results are different, and I'm going to make the results different. I'm going to give it to the San Francisco 49ers.
I agree. And then week 14, excuse me, I completely messed up here. I said that the Dallas Cowboys were going to be
You're
splitting.
going against your word?
I'm going against my word here. I'm actually going to give it to the Eagles here. Fuck the Cowboys is really what I'm saying.
Choo choo. I'm hopping on that train with you, baby. They're sweeping the Cowboys this year. It is a big rivalry, Dallas at home, but I don't know. I like the Philadelphia Eagles.
I do. And that's that sorry face I just kind of gave there to the camera. If you guys picked that up, is because of the matchup in week 15. And Trav, I don't even want to be here for this one. You just take it away for week 15.
The Philadelphia Eagles will be cremating the Seattle Seahawks.
We're at home too.
On Sunday at home. Not much to be said. The Seahawks are young. The Eagles are latest NFC champions. But week 16, the Eagles are going to keep rolling on Monday Night Football.
They are rolling.
Beating the New York Jets.
Giants.
New York Giants. I apologize. In week 17, their story does not change as they beat the Arizona Cardinals. What I'm looking here is the Eagles have a pretty easy schedule. Maybe outside of a couple, Chiefs, Bills, 49ers.
They got a pretty easy schedule.
I mean, they're playing the Cardinals and that late in the season. We'll see what happens. But week 18, I'm just going to give it to the Giants just because I think the Eagles probably will have nothing to play for at that point.
I completely agree. That's what I was going to say there too, Trav.
They're probably going to rest up their guys. They did it last season. They rested A.J. Brown. They rested Jalen Hurts. So I'm going to give it to the Eagles in the Giants in the last week of the season, finishing the Eagles off at 14-3.
Yeah,
and
the best record we've
given out to date.
Yeah.
So I don't think you need an explanation why the Eagles are going to be the best team.
Not at all. Eagles fans, be happy because we just serviced you guys very dearly there.
Oh, yeah.
But without further ado, let's get back to Siri. Let's see what the next
Moving on to the next team, baby.
Doing is 13? I think that might be a new team. Let's go see.
Lucky number 13.
That is going to be your Detroit Lions.
The Detroit
Lions. This is going to be an interesting one. Trav does not like this team very much.
I don't really like them, but a lot of people are high on this team, and I am not.
Really?
I live by the motto that the Detroit Lions will always, finish it off for me, be the Detroit Lions. They'll always be Detroit, whether they have Matt Stafford, Megatron, Calvin Johnson, or Barry Sanders. They'll always be Detroit, and they always will find a way to screw themselves.
Yeah, and I love that segue. Thank you for setting that up because the Lions will be the Lions in week 1. I don't think there's really much to be said. They're playing the Kansas City Chiefs, so they're going to get absolutely rolled week 1. Give me the Chiefs week 1.
I'm going to give you the Chiefs week 1. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, but week 2, we're continuing the Seahawks hate on this episode because the Detroit Lions are going to win in week 2 versus Seattle at home.
I'm not going to say nothing about that one. I'll let you take that one away. No words for week 2.
Week 3, the Detroit Lions starting off 2-1, beating the Atlanta Falcons.
I agree. I completely agree here, Travis.
Week 4 is tough.
I'm taking over week 4.
I know you're probably gonna.
It's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a tough game.
We play them twice this year.
You do play them twice. I know that is a divisional rivalry for you guys.
Short turnaround. Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, and I'm actually gonna be giving it to the Detroit. No, I'm just joking. I'm gonna let you do. Are we okay? I'll say we'll handle it right here. Are we splitting games with the Lions? I feel like that's fair to split games.
I feel like that's fair to split games with the Lions.
I'll give it to you
and
guys.
If I had to make someone sweep, it would probably even be Detroit with how questionable Green Bay is right now. But
no, I think it's fair to say not sweep, split games.
I love Green Bay. I don't really love the division, but I think 9-10 wins in this division will be good enough to push you into the playoffs.
I agree.
So you better be careful because Detroit getting 9 wins could easily make them win the division.
Yeah. I want to hear your thought process because I already know who I'm going to be picking here in week 5. They're playing the Panthers. Give me the Panthers.
Yes, sir.
That's what I was thinking. I could tell by the eyes you were giving me there. I love it, Trev.
I was going to wait because, I didn't want to go out and I saw that you were trying to make me go on your same wavelength there and I wasn't getting anything. I was trying to make a connection there, but I like the Panthers. Bryce Young, I think he could be a good quarterback and I don't know. Like we say, you always got to pick some games that are going to be unpredictable.
I agree.
And this is one I'm going to pick unpredictable.
I'm right here with you. The Buccaneers off the bye.
Buccaneers off the bye getting a win, which they're not going to have many.
Not going to get many, yes.
But if they were, I know Detroit's going to be good. Like we said earlier, Detroit will always be Detroit. But then weirdly, they're going to come week 7 and they're going to beat the Ravens after they just lost to the Buccaneers.
I'm actually, you know what, completely fine with this. This is exactly what I was going to say, which is so funny. But yeah, give me the Lions week 7, upsetting the improved Baltimore Ravens,
Baltimore Ravens. In week 8, I'm going to continue the win streak for the Detroit Lions, giving the win versus the Las Vegas Raiders at home.
I like it.
Turning them into week 9 at a bye. Quick turnaround in week 10 versus the Chargers. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah.
Chargers just got a lot. I mean, both teams got a lot of players, but I like Keenan Allen, Mike Williams more than I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. And I like Justin Herbert a lot more than I like Jared Goff.
That is very true. Couldn't agree more. And now, week 11, we got another division matchup.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Bears. We got the Lions. I think that the Bears are going to be, it's going to be between the Bears and the Vikings for the worst in the division. Maybe.
Really?
I think, I don't want to be a dick, but I think maybe the Packers in some world could get wrapped into that conversation for being the second worst team.
No, that's not a dick thing to say. That's reasonable.
Yeah, but I'm giving it to the Bears. Or sorry, not the Bears. I'm giving it to the Lions here,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're going to sweep the Bears.
I'll take over week 12 just because I don't want you to
I won't slander the boys
don't
there.
slander them a little bit. I'm just going to quickly give the Lions the win. Moving on to week 13. This is a tough one.
I know. I was just like looking at it. I was like, I don't know. I
Because
don't know here.
week
Jeff.
14, they're going to beat the Bears. So do I want to give the Lions a 4-game win streak?
Give me the Saints.
I'm going to take the Lions.
Oh, really?
They went 7-1 in the last 8 games of last season, and they caught
They did.
fire. I'm assuming that they probably are going to catch fire at the last 8 games of this year. So give me the Lions on a 4-game win streak.
Will you be up to do this as a rock, paper, scissors duel?
I will gladly. I love my rock, paper,
Let's do
scissors
it. Because
games.
I think this game truly is up in the
Yeah. So let's leave it up to the Lord.
Let's do it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Motherfucker, he's in my head today with this game.
Oh, yeah, baby.
All right, give us the Lions. They are getting a 4-game win streak.
Week 14, they are because they're beating the Bears.
They're smoking them. They're rolling them twice. Week 15.
All good things must
Come to an end because the Denver Broncos are going to be beating them in Week 15.
Mm-hmm.
Not much needs to be said. I think with the new coach, with Sean Payton, with the Denver Broncos, I think they're going to be rolling a lot better than they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
And by Week 15, you'd hope that the Broncos have figured their shit out. Because if they haven't, goddamn, blow the whole thing up. Week 16. Divisional.
Give me the split. I'm taking
I
Minnesota.
like it. Give me the split.
I'm taking Minnesota. All these teams, yes, Minnesota had 12 wins last year. Arguably, Detroit might be higher this year than Minnesota, but Green Bay, Minnesota, and Detroit are all around like the same window. Like if you had to give like in the power rankings, I'm assuming that like 13 through like 20, like all those 3 teams fill. So I think that every single one of them is going to split.
I agree. And in Week 17, this is a little bit of an upset, but I'm taking the Lions over the Cowboys.
You're reading my mind because I think the same thing. I like
Let's
Cowboys
do it.
hate, so I'm just going to give it to the Lions.
And then we already said, like you said, just on Week 16, the Lions and the Minnesota Vikings are going to be splitting.
Mm-hmm.
So the Lions will be finishing it off their season with a W, finishing them at 10-7.
Just like we said earlier, they'll probably be 8 to 10 wins. We have them on the higher side.
Yeah.
Going through their schedule here, but I think that might be good enough to win the division because I love Green Bay, but I don't know if Green Bay is good enough to get 10 wins. I think they'll be right around 9.
I think that, I think you and the Lions are going to be in a close battle for the division. I personally think this year.
Yeah,
And we'll see.
Which is sad that a close battle is 9 to 10 wins for the win division. But
Hey,
let's keep. I don't want to keep sandbagging on the boys over here.
We'll just move right along. But if it makes you feel any better, I don't think you guys are going to be the only division that could win at 10-7.
Yes.
NFC South. I don't know who said that. Sorry. All right, we're going right back to Siri here. We're going for our third team. Pick a number 1 through 32, please.
The answer is 12.
12. I think this is definitely a new team here now.
Number 12.
The New York Jets.
The New York Jets. Number 12 for number 12.
York Jets.
Jets. Jets.
All right, let's go check out the schedule here.
Week 1, they play Buffalo Bills, and I'm going to take Buffalo. I get that New York's at home, but guess what? Aaron Rodgers don't play in the offseason, which means New York, you're going to get off to a slow start because the slow start's going to continue in Week 2. Give me the Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Jets.
I agree, but Aaron Rodgers is going to be picking up his first ever win in a non-Green Bay Packers uniform versus
the New England Patriots.
Yeah, and arguably the greatest coach of all time, Bill Belichick.
Not a bad team. Not a bad team to get your first win against, but not a bad team to get your second win against because I'm giving them the win versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
I can't believe you were on the same wavelength as me on this one, Trav.
I think Aaron Rodgers and Mahomes really never got to duel. If you don't remember, it was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes 2 years ago in 2020, the last time that they played. And guess what? Aaron Rodgers got COVID, and that was Jordan Love's first ever game. So this is Aaron Rodgers' first game really against Patrick Mahomes, and I'm going to give it to Aaron Rodgers, the more veteran guy.
I don't mind it, but I hope you're not going to mind what I'm thinking for Week 5. I think that the Broncos might get this one done. I think this is a team. These are two teams that are kind of similar.
Ooh.
I know it's a tough one, but the Broncos were kind of in a spot last year that I think a lot of people are thinking the Jets are this year.
Mm-hmm.
But the only difference is the Broncos have a year of experience together now, and they just got a very, very good head coach in Sean Payton. I want to give it to the Broncos here, Jeff.
I want to give it to the Jets mainly because I want to play you in rock, paper, scissors.
All right. Let's see. Can
the mind games do it? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Motherfucker, I can't get any today.
All right, the next controversial one we'll do it with you.
All right, thank you.
I just wanted to, I'm a big fan of rock, paper, scissors. It's a fun game.
I'm not having too fun with rock, paper, scissors today, if I'm going to be real.
Week 6, Jets versus Eagles. Give me the New York Jets. 4-game win streak to start.
They are rolling.
Aaron Rodgers' career as a Jet. Minus the first 2 games, he hasn't lost a game since.
Week 7, they got a bye, but Week 8, the Battle of New York. Oh my gosh,
the Big Apple.
I'm giving it to the Giants here.
I'm giving it to the Giants as well.
We got to end the win streak somewhere.
Gotta give it to Danny Dimes. I'm sorry, but Danny Dimes is that guy, and they're probably not going to be throwing it a lot. So Sauce Gardner may be relevant that game, but Saquon Barkley won't be.
Oh, he's going to be running it down the defense's throats, that's for damn sure.
Week 9, though, only one quick loss because I think they're going to win versus the Los Angeles Chargers.
I agree. And, like we've been saying for a lot of these teams, Week 10, I want to give the Jets a big upset here. I think the Raiders are going to pull off arguably maybe the biggest upset of the year. And beat the Jets? I don't know why.
I'm giving it to the Raiders.
You're
giving it to the Raiders. Yep.
Are you just giving me the pity because you don't want to play rock, paper, scissors and whoop my ass again? Or are you being for real?
Maybe.
All right, we won't find out because I don't want to play rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Give it to the Raiders. We're done. Moving on to Week 11. Go.
Before we move on, though.
Oh.
That's a big game. I want to see if you could figure out why that's a big game.
The Jets versus the Bills?
The Jets versus the Raiders.
The Jets versus the Raiders.
Former teammates.
Oh, Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers playing each other.
Against each other for
That
the
is
first
so
time.
true.
Both in new uniforms.
Wow. I did not put that 2 and 2 together. Just
yeah. Devontae's going to end up with the win, though, we have. All right, Week 11. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, that was a good stop there. Week 11. Are we going to have? No, we have the Bills winning Week 1. So give me the Jets in Week 11. We'll have them split. I think
nice split there. A nice split there. It never hurt nobody. Week 12, I think that these two teams are going to split, so I'm going to give it to the Jets at home. I'm going to give it to the Jets at home, and I'm going to continue the Jets win streak.
Yeah.
Making it to 3 when they play Atlanta.
Yeah.
And screw it.
They're going to have 4.
They're going to have another 4-game win streak, just like earlier in the season, beating the Houston Texans in Week 14.
I agree.
But just as the 4-game win streak earlier in the season, this one's going to come to an end too, giving it to the Miami Dolphins in Week 15.
Yeah. And Week 16, I hope you're on the same wavelength as me again.
Is this their first back-to-back loss?
I think this is their first back-to-back loss.
This is
actually, wait, no, I'm lying. Week 1 and 2 was our first back-to-back loss.
You're right. I apologize.
But another big upset here.
Give me the Washington Commanders.
Give me the Commanders. I like it.
I think that the Commanders, with that D-line is going to eat the Jets' offensive line. And really, that's what I boil this game down to. Chase Young, De'Aaron Payne, Jonathan Allen, 3 great defensive linemen.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Montez Sweat, too. So they got some dogs, and I don't know if the Jets' offensive line is ready to handle it and protect Aaron Rodgers, who may not run as good as he used to.
No, I am honestly right there with you. But I want to see if you're going to be on the same wavelength with me on these last two.
Cleveland, give it to the dog pound.
I'm right there with you. And
3-game losing streak.
losing streak. But I'm making it a 4.
I'm going to give it 4. Hey, 4-game win streak into a 4-game losing streak.
Oh my God. All right. That worked out. That works out.
And that will finish the Jets at 9-8.
Honestly,
Right where I think they would be. I think they went 8-9 last year, maybe 9-8.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, they add Aaron Rodgers. The schedule gets tougher, though.
That is true. The schedule does get tougher, and I just want to point out, guys, if I had just one more rock, paper, scissors games, my hot take from the previous podcast episode, you haven't seen it yet, go check out episode 12, episode 13, because it was a fucking banger. But we would have had the Jets losing if I won a couple more rock, paper, scissors games here, Trav.
And maybe you're saying I'm a Packers fan, so I'm dogging the Jets, giving up Patriots the win, the Commanders the win. But don't forget, we gave the Jets the win versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So there are wins and losses that can go either way. But 9-8, 10-7 is where the Jets are going to be. We have them here on the lower end at 9-8, but I'm ready for the next team.
I am indeed, and I think Syria is just about ready to give us another team as well. So let's see what she's got now. Pick a number 1 through 32.
It's 2.
2. I think this is a new team. I do. It is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, yes, baby.
Oh, I've been waiting for this one for a while. I'm not going to lie to you guys here. Oh, I'm excited.
Week 1, Bengals, Browns. I'm giving it to the Cleveland Browns.
No
Starting
way.
them off with a loss.
No freaking way.
Yes, I don't know if you remember, but the Cleveland Browns, if I'm not mistaken, were the team that Joe Burrow played last year where he threw 4 interceptions.
That is indeed true.
So
You know
that
what?
run game, the defense on Cincinnati got worse.
Yeah.
Now you have Nick Chubb in his own backfield, no Kareem Hunt. Deshaun Watson with the full season with the Browns. They're going to be better than a lot of people think, at least better than they were last year.
Yeah.
Start off week 1. Maybe Joe Burrow. I see he's out partying with, I don't know who. I saw he was out with some NBA players.
He has been getting around. I have been seeing
But it might
as well.
take him a little bit to get back into football shape. So give me week 1 versus the Cleveland Browns.
Week 2, another spicy divisional matchup. I mean, all the teams in the AFC North, they don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving it to the Bengals here just because they're home. I do think they're going to split with the Ravens, though. So when we get down to that game, I think we'll give it to the Ravens.
Cincinnati Bengals winning week 2 and Cincinnati Bengals winning week 3 versus the Los Angeles Rams on Monday Night Football. Pretty self-explanatory. I think the Cincinnati Bengals are 10 times better than the Los Angeles Rams are.
Yeah, and I don't want to jump too far ahead here, Trav, but I'm looking at the schedule for the Bengals coming up the next, I think until week 11. And I might give the Bengals, hear me out. If you're thinking the same thing, I'm going to give the Bengals a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game winning streak here.
I'm on the same wavelength with you. I think they'll beat Tennessee week 4.
I agree.
Start off with that game. Moving to week 5, I think they'll beat the Cardinals. I don't think that they lost DeAndre Hopkins and they had the 3rd worst record in the league, and you think you're going to get better by losing one of the best receivers?
No, you're not.
You're not. So give the Cardinals the loss there. Next, Seattle coming off a bye. Unfortunately, they roll right into Cincinnati.
I'll be
who's
honest.
Steaming hot off a 4-game win streak.
Yeah, I'll be honest. We are not going to be slowing down the Bengals. Sorry, Seahawks.
Week 7, bye. Week 8, coming off a bye, Cincinnati playing the 49ers. This is the game that I can see teetering it either way. But I'm going to give it to Cincy coming off a bye.
Yeah.
I think if maybe they weren't coming off a bye, maybe it would be a closer game. But Brock Purdy, I know I think he might be getting Tommy John surgery. I don't know if he'll be ready. But if Trey Lance is playing that week 8 game, give me the Cincinnati Bengals.
I agree. I mean, like we said, I'm putting them on a win streak here because they're going to be actually upsetting another team that it could potentially go either way. They're playing the Bills week 9, and I'm still giving it to the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be, I think, might be the biggest game of the year
It
for
might be.
multiple reasons. Bills, Bengals, very good. I think a lot of people remember that DeMar Hamlin situation last
course.
year. So unfortunate. Fortunately, he's coming back and he's playing again.
Yeah, love to see it.
Love to see DeMar Hamlin back on the field. But at the end of the day, from the little that we saw from that game, the Bengals were up 10-0 and driving. So the Bengals were proving that they were better than the Bills last year, but gladly that they stopped the game. You don't want to play after a situation like that. But
of course.
We will end up seeing this matchup happen. It just will be a year later than we would have liked. But moving to Week 10, the Cincinnati Bengals, like we said, continue the win streak, beating the Houston Texans.
Yep.
And that completes their 8-game win streak because in Week 11.
Like we said earlier, the Ravens are going to be splitting with the Bengals. The Ravens are home here in Week 11.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, the Bengals win streak comes to an end. Give me the Ravens Week 11. But hold on, Trav. The win streaks might start right back up again. I'll let you take it back over.
Because in Week 12, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers losing to the Cincinnati Bengals. Pretty self-explanatory there. I think the Bengals kind of are running the division right now with Joe Burrow being one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And in Week 13, Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback, but Joe Burrow's better, and that defense is better.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah. Although I do think that game is going to be a very close, high-scoring game there.
I mean, obviously the NFL thinks it's going to be close too because they put it on primetime on Monday night.
Oh, yeah, I love to see it. Love to see it there. Week 14, they're playing the Colts, and although I think the Colts are going to be a team that actually shocks a few people, it's not going to be enough to stop these steaming hot Bengals. Give me the Bengals again. Joe Shiesty's going to have a big game.
Yep.
Colts don't really have a fantastic defense, so I don't think that Joe Burrow and that arguably the best receiving room in the NFL are going to have much trouble against the Colts. So give me the Bengals again.
Week 15 on a Saturday, Bengals versus Vikings. I'm leaning Vikings here.
I want to give a little upset to the Vikings.
I
was
think
thinking
like
the same thing.
we always say, we got to give one upset per schedule.
Yep.
And this is, I think, going to be it. The Minnesota Vikings, I think, will take down the Cincinnati Bengals. You got Justin Jefferson versus Jamar Chase, two LSU teammates coming back at it. Both teams are high scoring. We saw last year Minnesota playing Indianapolis down 30 some odd points, come all the way back and win that game. So we know Minnesota's capable to score, and this is going to be a shootout. So I think Minnesota's capable, to score a little bit more than Cincinnati is.
I agree. Travis, Week 16, the Bengals are playing the Steelers. Although this is a divisional matchup, I don't think the Steelers are going to be able to come compete with the Bengals just yet. The Steelers are still have a big question mark with that quarterback position. I don't think much needs to be said here. Give me the Bengals Week 16.
Week 17, though.
What a matchup.
A rematch versus the AFC Championship game. A game that ended in a little bit of a controversial call.
Yep.
Was it the right call? Above my pay grade. So I'm not gonna make that judgment. But I think Cincinnati has a bad taste in its mouth left from how the season ended last year, because I think they were ready to beat Kansas City.
Yeah.
I think they could have had the 1 seed if the DeMar Hamlin situation didn't happen, because it looked like they were going to beat the Bills, which would have jumped them over the Kansas City Chiefs for the 1 seed. So that game would have been played in Cincinnati. I'm going to take the Cincinnati Bengals over the Kansas City Chiefs. I just think Joe Burrow has Mahomes' number.
No, I agree. I'm right there with you. I'm not going to argue that whatsoever.
And Week 18?
I'm going to change gears here, because originally I said that the Bengals were going to be splitting with
Bring
the
out
Browns.
the Brooms, but for the Browns?
Yeah, bring them out for the Browns, because
Week 18, they have nothing to play for.
No, literally. The Bengals are 13-3 going into Week 18.
If you haven't watched it before, if you're wondering about where the Kansas City Chiefs are, we've done it already. We have them at 11-6, so a little bit lower than what people have them. Episode 12, if you're looking for a Kansas City Chiefs record prediction, go watch that. We go through their schedule. But Week 18, Cleveland Browns winning. The dog pound sweeping the Cincinnati Bengals, playing them the first week and then the last week. But that will wrap the Cincinnati Bengals off at 13-4.
Yeah.
Best record in the AFC, which is, I think, exactly where they're going to be.
I agree. The only team that we have them behind right now is the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, that's an NFC team. But, yeah, I think that, honestly, those teams that we mentioned right there, that could be a Super Bowl matchup. That really could. So we shall see. But moving right along, I hope you guys enjoyed the NFL schedule analysis. We did 4 teams.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Hope you enjoyed it. But we're going to move on to our next topic. But hold on, wait. time out, because if you guys haven't gone down and liked the video and hit the subscribe button,
Smashed it.
God damn it, what are we doing? Go hit it. And if you don't know by now, we are running a special promotion. When we reach 1,000 subscribers, we're going to be giving one lucky subscriber $100 $100 total. $50 for myself, $50 from Travis.
Coming out of our own pockets.
Yes,
So be thankful.
Make sure you guys go hit that sub button and get us to 1K. Thank you so much. We're back to the program. Hater Hotline.
I got a little thing. You know,
Oh,
like,
yeah. Sorry, yes.
Chris Move, 2K, the splash.
Yeah,
You remember what I'm talking about?
Of course.
So this is a little bit on a tangent, but we're on a podcast, so we're allowed to go off on
Of
tangents.
course, this
so
is our show.
I got a little like subscribe. Come on now.
I like it.
All right, the phones are ringing. Hater Hotline's coming up. We'll see you there.
Bang. We're here for a new segment on the podcast. We got cold calls.
Cold calls, baby.
Yes, sir. So we got a one of our fans, one of the lucky two troubled fans, has been typing in the comments, talking about how much he loves the Rams. And me and Travis, we don't think the Rams are going to be that great this
Hell
year.
no, baby.
But we're going to call him in right now, and we're going to see what he has to say and what he thinks about the Rams this year. So without further ado, let's get him on.
Looks like we're getting a call here.
I think we're getting a call. We are indeed getting a call. That's a call right there.
That's a cold call.
Let's see. All right.
That's a cold call.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
What is your name, sir?
Bennett.
Bennett. Nice to meet you. Where are you from, Ben?
Michelle. I'm from Los Angeles, California.
All right. Okay. So you are from the home of the Rams, aren't you?
I am. Correct.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that you were commenting on some of the videos claiming that the Rams were going to be a lot better than the public thinks this year. Is that correct?
Yeah. In fact, I believe they're going to be much better than what you guys have said in the past. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we ranked the Rams' schedule and we picked the games that they were going to win and lose. And
6-11.
6-11 is what we have right now. I'm assuming that you think that you guys are going to be much better than 6-11. That's correct, right?
That is astronomically low. Correct. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
That is unfortunate because I think Vegas agrees with us here having the Rams at 6.5 wins.
Vegas is not always right now, are they? Huh?
That is a fair point. That is a fair
But
point.
they have them chandeliers for a reason. I'm gonna let you know that.
But here, Bennett, talk to me. What makes you think that the Rams are going to be better than what Vegas has them at around 6 wins?
Okay. Well, first of all, last year they had 5 wins with an O-line that completely self-destructed and literally was starting third stringers for half the year. And they still won 5 games. On top of that, Stafford was out for half the year, and so was Cooper Kupp. And then Aaron Donald spent the last few games. And despite all that, they still won 5 games. Now, coming back with a rejuvenated Stafford, the O-line has gotten a lot better, especially since they drafted the best guard in the last year's draft at a TCU. That improves their O-line a ton. Cooper Kupp comes back fully healthy. Their running back core, well, not great, still has Cam Akers. And they also have this kid they drafted last year, Tyreen Williams, at Notre Dame. I think he could be a different thinker at the running back position. As well as, if you forget, the best defensive player in all of football, Aaron Donald, still plays for the Rams and is just a QB game wrecker. So, yes, I do believe they'll be winning more than 11 games next season.
I do have a rebuttal for you here. I don't even know if your own franchise agrees with you guys even being contenders, as you guys traded away Jalen Ramsey for a 3rd-round pick. That's all you can get for a top 5 corner in the league, and releasing guys like Bobby Wagner, who was a first-team All-Pro, and Leonard Floyd. I don't know. If you wanted to win now, I would feel like you would keep those guys.
First of all, on the Jalen Ramsey point, yes, we sold low. However, cornerbacks, while they are important, are not the end-all, be-all to a great defense. When Jalen Ramsey's making $20 million a year, he's not that useful as you can spend that $20 million to fill out the roster rather than just spending it on one player. Bobby Wagner, while he was very good, is not worth the 5 years, $50 million that the Rams were paying him. You know, it worked for 1 year, but we realize now that the middle linebacker position is not as important for building a great defense. And Leonard Floyd,
Wow.
I think we just let him walk. I don't know. We just didn't re-sign him on his deal. He's making a lot of money. I think originally it was 4 years for $64 million. That's just a lot for an edge rusher who didn't break 10 sacks last season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're bringing up some valid points here, but I'm not gonna lie, you hit home when you're talking shit about my Bobby Wagner, man. That's my Seahawk. And we got him back. We will gladly take Bobby back to the Seahawks. I can tell you from watching Seahawks games for the past X amount of years that Bobby Wagner is a force to be reckoned with in the middle of the field, and the middle linebacker position does still matter in my opinion. But I hear you. I think. I don't know what the Rams are doing, but I mean, you seem to think that they're still gonna be good. So
Yeah,
you're entitled to that.
I know a team that I feel like that they're replicating, and I think that's the 2016 Atlanta Falcons. And I get the Atlanta Falcons lost their Super Bowl, and the Rams did win, but you got a decent quarterback. Matt Stafford won the Super Bowl, and Matt Ryan won an MVP that year. Julio Jones and Cooper Kupp, both stud receivers. You got guys on the defense that are really good, but both teams cracked and fell apart after they went to the Super Bowl, and I feel like that's where you guys are headed.
Well, I would just say that the Atlanta Falcons lost Kyle Shanahan after they won the Super Bowl. He was their entire offense and maybe the best offensive mind in all of football outside of Sean McVay. But Kyle Shanahan, the loss of him for the Atlanta Falcons team, their offenses were just never the same after he left. So I would say that while the Atlanta Falcons did have the Super Bowl hangover, which we appear to have had last year, and we did have last year, we still have our offense intact with Sean McVay. When those Atlanta Falcons teams struggled, they had no offense because Kyle Shanahan left them.
So you as a Rams fan, I'm really trying to wonder, why did Sean McVay want out? He wanted to retire. Aaron Donald wanted to retire. Why are all these guys wanting to retire? I don't know. I don't understand that. If they're ready to win a Super Bowl, why wouldn't they stay? I've heard all offseason talking about Sean McVay wanting to leave the Rams.
Well, did he leave the Rams? Did he actually retire?
Hey, but if your coach is not bought in,
everything you sought out to accomplish in those first years as a head coach, it can be stressful. It's a long hours, a lot of job time put in, and it's not always for everyone. And he is back. It's not like we're just losing him. He did come back, and I don't know if he's a guy who coaches for 40 years, but while he's our coach, I 100% agree with him and trust him no matter what.
How bought in is he?
Well, he's back for another year. I don't think that Sean McVay is the type of guy who would be, 1 foot out the door as he's coaching. He's either all in or he's all out. That's one of the reasons I think he was even considering retirement, because he didn't know if he could be all in. But he's back, which means that he's all in my belief.
As a Seahawk fan, I'm not a big supporter of the Rams per se, but to be honest, I think that you've put up a pretty good argument here. I think that all things considered, I think he did put up a good argument for why the Rams could be better than the public thinks. I think he did a good job.
Unfortunately, it's not going to matter because they're going to be 6-11, just like we have on our record predictions. So.
Hey, we can sit here and speculate all we want. Maybe the Rams will go undefeated. Maybe they won't win a game this year. We truly don't know.
We don't.
But that's why the NFL season is so exciting. But thank you so much, Bennett, for calling in. We appreciate you talking to us and sharing your opinion. Although it might not be what we think, I think you're entitled to your opinion, and we want to hear your guys' opinions. So if you want to get called into the show, leave a comment down below, and maybe you will be featured next on the next Cold Calls. But Bennett, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate you joining us here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Take care now.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, you heard it, guys.
I think Cold Calls should be Hot Takes 2.0.
I agree.
I think that's all we're going to be getting when we're on here.
But hey, let us know how you like the segment. If you want to see us change it up a little bit, if you got any other ideas, let us know. But with that, let's get back to the normal production here.
We're back for some flaming hot takes, baby. I'm going to start us right off. I'm going to jump the gun and say an NFL team with a losing record will make the playoffs. And I am directly looking at the NFC South. You cannot tell me that the Saints, Panthers, Falcons, or Buccaneers, each one of those teams, you can't tell me any of them are going to have a winning record. And simply because they win their division, they could be 4 wins for all I care. If you win your division, you're in the playoffs. So one of those teams is going to make it.
That's true.
And I say don't shy an eye away from the NFC North either. Green Bay, the Detroit Lions. I know we just did Detroit. We have them finishing at 10 wins, but that's close enough to a losing record at 8 and 9. That's only 2 wins away. So Minnesota and Chicago, those teams. I mean, yes, the NFC South is way more likely not to get a winning record, but we've seen it before. I think last year the Buccaneers finished 8 and 9 and made the playoffs. So they had a losing record in the same division as I think the team that's going to have a losing record is going to be in. So I think it's probably going to be Carolina or New Orleans, but they're going to finish with 7-8 wins maybe.
You know what? I love the take. It is a little bit of a spicy take because anytime a team that has a losing record and making the playoffs, that is a sight to behold for sure. But honestly, I can't argue against you here. I really do think that the NFC,
solid argument,
in particular the NFC South and the NFC North, are a little bit of weaker divisions.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're seeing the NFC used to be packed with talent, and the power's kind of shifting over to the AFC side of things. So I'm not going to argue this one whatsoever, Trav.
Yep. All right, moving on to hot take number 2 from Tucker.
That would be me. This one, your Dallas Cowboy fans are not going to be too happy. Actually, maybe you guys won't even give a fuck anymore because Zeke's not on your team. But Zeke is going to be unemployed for the whole NFL season. You heard
That's
it
a hot
here
take.
first. He's not going to be picked up by any teams. No one's picked him up already. And not to mention, there are a plethora of other fantastic running backs still on the market. You still got Dalvin out there. You still got Leonard Fournette out there. There's some guys still out in free agency.
Kareem Hunt as well.
Yes. So, I don't know. Fat Zeke, I don't think he's going to be getting picked up by a team at all. I think Zeke is going to go chill in Cancun for the year. And maybe, dare I say it, maybe we will never see Zeke picking up a pair of shoulder pads and putting on a helmet ever again in his career.
That's a hot take because I'm going to disagree. He still has a little bit of talent, and as we all know, Jerry Jones loves his players. He's the one who paid Zeke $80 million in the first place. So God knows you must like a guy if you're going to give him that much money, especially at the running back position. I think if we see Zeke not on a team by maybe week 1, I think I can see him going back to Dallas on like a minimum contract.
You know, I don't think that's a too far out shot, but this is hot takes, and Zeke, in my eyes, will be unemployed. Trav, take it over from here.
Hot take number 3. My last hot take of the episode. A non-quarterback will win MVP this season. And dare I say it, might be the hottest take I've ever had. I know I say it every time, and I know I get repetitive, but I'm just going to keep fucking saying it because this is a hot take.
It is spicy. I'm looking at it.
We haven't had an MVP that has not been a quarterback since 2012. Adrian Peterson. A lot of people remember his historic season.
Of course.
I think the NFL MVP voters are getting tired of seeing Mahomes do the same thing, which is why Brady's been the best quarterback. Aaron Rodgers has been the best quarterback. Yes, Rodgers has 5 MVPs. Brady has 4.
Mm-hmm.
But Mahomes already has 2. And he has so much more years to go. I think the teams are starting to get used to Mahomes putting up 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns, which is sad to say. But that's just Mahomes. That's what he does. People get used to that. And a guy who hasn't gotten an MVP yet, Joe Burrow, I can see him maybe getting in there. But I think it's time to give it to the guy there's a ton of non-quarterbacks that have gotten tons of hype. Justin Jefferson is a guy that basically might be the face of the league.
Yeah.
Might be the first non-quarterback that is the face of the league. Jonathan Taylor, let's not forget, he 2 years ago almost was 3rd in the MVP voting.
Yeah.
So there could be some running backs like Christian McCaffrey that have the ability to get it done, but I'm really looking at like a guy like Justin Jefferson. That Adam Thielen's gone. Where are those targets going to go? I'm sure a little bit of them are going to get piled more onto Justin Jefferson, and maybe we see the first 2,000 yard receiving from a receiver since Calvin Johnson. So,
you know, I don't think this is too far out there. I know you said it was a super spicy hot take, but I agree. I don't think it's that far out there. And you answered my question because I was going to ask you, if it's not a QB, who do you think it would be? And I would agree with you. I think that Justin Jefferson definitely, if you go look at the Las Vegas odds, I guarantee you right now without looking at it that Justin Jefferson would be the highest non-quarterback odds to win the MVP race this season.
And he had
So,
1,800 yards last year,
Yeah.
not far off 2,000. And
Right.
if you break the all-time receiving record in a season, and yes, I think it's Calvin Johnson did it back then, and there were only 16 games played. Now there's 17, so he has an extra game to do it. But if you break that record,
Yeah.
you have a good shot to win MVP, especially with the hype that he controls.
Yeah. You know, and you kind of actually segued me perfectly right into this next hot take that I have.
I tried to. I'll
did
take the
it-
credit for that.
You did it perfectly once again, Trav. You never fail, period.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
know.
you do.
I know. That's just who I am. I'm that guy. I'm him.
Yeah. You know, one individual player might be having a very successful year, Justin Jefferson, but as a team, the Vikings will not be having a successful year because my hot take is the Vikings will be finishing last
Wow.
in the NFC North.
That's a hot take and a
That is
half.
crazy, but I believe it. I mean, if you go back and go fact check me, because the Vikings, the Minnesota Vikings, won 12 of their games last year on one possession calls, one possession games. So
Yeah.
if you just start swinging a couple of those games to losses, and what if the Vikings get as unlucky as they were lucky last year? They're going to
it's
have
true.
a fucking rocky time.
I don't
Not a
know
fun
what's
time.
going on there in Minnesota. They got rid of Adam Thielen just to draft his replacement in Jordan Addison, but you didn't really get better. You're just replacing guys with replacing guys, and then you
Yeah.
have a solid running back. I mean, he had 1,000 yards last year. Dalvin Cook, he's a dog. Not what he was maybe 2-3 years ago, but he's still a solid running back, and you're telling me you can't even trade him for a 6th, 7th round pick?
Yeah, that is crazy. I don't know what the hell they were doing there. Maybe they know what they're doing with, they still got Alexander Madison. We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, I don't know why you're getting rid of, I still think a top 10 back in the NFL.
Exactly.
I don't know why you're letting him walk,
I don't
but-
know, but
Who knows?
it is time for mock trial, baby. We have a topic here that we've discussed, and we're going to bring it onto the show. We were talking about it a little bit earlier. We're like, you know what? Pause. Boom.
Save it for the pod.
Save it for the podcast. It is. Who will have a better career when it's all said and done? Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts? I personally am on Josh Allen's side here.
I am going to have to disagree with you because this is mock trial. I think
Wow.
Jalen Hurts.
Surprising.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I think Jalen Hurts is going to have a better career when it's all said and done. And I would love to hear your counter arguments, but I mean, Jalen Hurts just made it to a Super Bowl. I mean, I know he lost the Super Bowl, but he got his team there. He's coming off a fucking fantastic year. He was getting rushing yards. He was scoring rushing touchdowns, and he was throwing fucking touchdowns. I
Yep.
mean, I won't lie. I know Jalen Hurts has a very spectacular roster around him. I'm not going to sit here and say he doesn't. He has the best O-line in football. He has a great running back room, a great receiving room, a great tight end. I mean, the Eagles are just great. They're just all around great. But
Yep.
Jalen Hurts, I mean, I think is the perfect quarterback for that Philly offense. I think that they can be a gritty ground and pound type team when they need to be. And Jalen Hurts is a great complement to a ground and pound team where you got the quarterback can take off and run with it, and the running back can take off and go with it. I think that's a great dual threat with Jalen Hurts. Not many quarterbacks in the league offer you the dual threat there. And I dare I say it, I don't think anyone else in the league does it better than Jalen Hurts at running the football right now.
Yeah. I don't think anybody else does do it better. I mean, Lamar Jackson.
Quarterback-wise, sorry.
Yeah, quarterback-wise. Lamar Jackson is a guy who can run it, but Jalen Hurts is obviously more physical. But don't forget, Josh Allen is a dual threat quarterback as well.
That's true.
He's been hurdling defensive
He
players.
does.
And my argument here to counter you, the style of Jalen Hurts is quarterback. I think he has, he made it to a Super Bowl. He already has. He has
Yes.
that checked off on his list. He didn't win it. Still has to do that, but he made one. Josh Allen has not. But that style of running ground and pound quarterback like Jalen Hurts does not last long in the NFL. Mike Vick was a backup by his 30s. Most of you remember he was a backup for Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers. Jalen Hurts, I'm not saying that maybe he's going to be a backup, but he's not going to be what he was by 28, 29. We look at Lamar Jackson right now. Lamar Jackson in 2019, 2018 won the MVP. He's never been the same since, and he can't even stay on the field. So I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is more physical and maybe he can stay healthier than Lamar Jackson can, but once Jalen Hurts' legs go, I think that's it. He doesn't have the arm. He doesn't have the arm to be there and stand in the pocket and pick you apart. We saw that at Alabama when he needed to stand in the pocket and pick you apart, and they benched him at halftime for Tua. Josh Allen, although, has a cannon. We see him throw balls out the stadium. I think he has the capability to stand in the pocket and pick you apart, and he can run. Maybe the team for the Eagles is better, but we're boiling it down to players here, and I think Josh Allen is a better player than Jalen Hurts is.
I think this is actually a very, very tight argument here, which honestly, maybe you guys could help us settle this, because I want to hear what you guys think down in the comments. Let us know. Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts?
Allen.
Who is the better quarterback?
Josh Allen.
Let us know. I'm sticking with my guns. I'm sticking with Jalen Hurts. I think you actually provided very good counter arguments as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And you know what? I'll put her there. We'll put her there. We'll agree to disagree just like we always do. Oh, yes. Thank you. But we'll agree to disagree like we always have to do on Mock Trial, because that is a segment.
Always.
That is a segment.
The day that one of us flips on a mock trial, the day that this podcast will end. Because I don't care if I look like a fool with some of the arguments that he's making. I am putting my stake in the ground and taking it, because I ain't moving.
Yeah, and I will be doing just the same. So we got to make it entertaining. We do. And I want to hear, like I said, what you guys think as well. But with that, thank you so much for sticking with us in this episode 14. If you made it to the end,
drop a like.
Yeah.
Drop a sub. We want to see you here around more. We love talking to you guys. So drop a comment, subscribe, be here with us. We love all our viewers. So
we do indeed. If you guys have any suggestions as well, leave it down in the comments. We're open to hearing your guys' opinions and what you guys think. You guys maybe know more than us sometimes on some of these things. So thank you for watching. We appreciate you.
But something that you do know
is,
as always, cue that outro, baby.
Peace.